Welcome to the Voice for Mount Pleasant podcast, featuring discussions and interviews about the people, places, and events that make Mount Pleasant such a special place.
Hi, this is Roger Gaither, your host for the Voice for Mount Pleasant podcast. Today, Bill Maschio, publisher of Mount Pleasant Magazine, talks with Jenn Cady of Jenn Cady Photography, who is the lead photographer for Mount Pleasant Magazine. Now, here are Bill and Jenn.
Bill Maschio here with Mount Pleasant Magazine, and I got to tell y'all, I'm just so excited to have this conversation with our lead photographer with Mount Pleasant Magazine, Jenn Cady. Jenn, thanks for joining us. This is great.
I'm so glad to be here, Bill. Thank you so much for inviting me today. We've had such a great friendship for a long time, and this is just an honor for you to invite me to just talk about the magazine and photography.
Well, you've definitely helped the magazine grow to the status it is, and I appreciate you for that. Well, first of all, I want to go back when we first met in your studio. It's been 6 years ago now, you think? 5 years ago? How long has it been?
I think 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. Almost seven. I can't believe it.
And it was like an immediate attraction to the talent we each had.
Right.
And I want to hear in your words what you thought of that first meeting.
I was new to the area, and I had been in Nashville for a long time, and I've been photographing for Curb Records, and I was starting over. And so when I met you at the studio, I had an instant connection, and I knew immediately that we were going to do a lot of great things, and that this community was going to become my new home, and we could take our talents together and really just make them shine through Mount Pleasant Magazine. It was a really special meeting for me.
You've been around the country doing Miss America, right?
Yeah, I actually just, I photograph for the Home Shopping Network, Miss America, Nashville, a lot of musicians and artists there. So I've been very fortunate to have a really awesome career in photography.
Well, that's 'cause you're so good. You are so good at shooting people. I mean, I watch you just like those little small things you tell people to do. It really is impactful on their image, is it not?
Well, everyone, they don't really know how to pose, and a lot of people don't feel comfortable when they come to a photo shoot. And it really is about angles and finding the person's best side and bringing out that inner beauty through the lens. And I don't know what it is, but I've just kind of got it down to a knack where I can look at someone, find their side, make them feel comfortable. And 9 times out of 10, even I'd say 9.5 out of 10, I've only had 2 people that I can think of that, we had to reshoot. But other than that, I mean, most people feel so good about themselves. And it's such a joy for me.
Well, I think too, Jenn, as with me, when you have passion for what you do, it really is it makes everybody feel more comfortable and charged up, no?
Right. Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, photography is my passion. And when you study something and you invest in something and you really give it your all, you really can translate that into something greater. And it's more than just a hobby. It's more than just a passion. It becomes something that I can transfer in terms of just, joy, because people love to know that they are beautiful, that they're valued, that their worth is high. And so when they see themselves as that, it's life-changing at times and a lot of times. And to be the person that can deliver that is it's a blessing.
We were together, and then we decided to do the front cover, as you like to call it. Totally agree. Vanity S covers. Our first cover was 2016. We shot as you like to say again, Vanity S covers.
Yeah.
And in the interview when you talk about bringing people together and then bringing this idea together, that in itself was a special day, was it not?
It was such a special day. You could just feel just the atmosphere was so positive, and it was so special. And we were bringing all of these leaders and movers and shakers from the community together in one awesome photo shoot. And people were dressed up, and they just felt, really good about themselves. And the whole process was really, it was flowed really well.
This right now, it's our vision. the best of covers is our vision,
Yeah.
and together it's just so exhilarating to do every issue. And I've given, as people can see as we're talking on the screen right now, these are the different covers there that starting back in 2016. I want to move the conversation, if it's okay, Jen, to the last cover we just did. It was very, very emotional.
Yeah.
You know, you and I had conversations, a group of us, the team had conversations about masks, no masks. What can we do? How can we do it? It was at Alhambra Hall. Here's the image right here. This is the final image, but let's lead up to this and tell me your thoughts on it.
Well, Bill, I mean, you led a great, initiative in terms of trying to take the 2020 protocol. I mean, nobody expected 2020 to happen. And, everyone's safety, and then also being considerate of like I said, the protocol of 2020 was so important. And you took that initiative, and we decided to do it outside. And then we were, well, is it going to rain? And what do we do if it rains? And do we wear masks? And I mean, everything was handled down to the last detail, including, keeping our masks on until it was time for photos, and everyone was positioned.
Getting everybody's temperature
taken and everything. The safety protocol was top notch. And then the end result, the photo, I mean, it was just designed beautifully. The furniture, the landscape, the lighting was perfect, because even having a little bit of that overcast haze gave everyone the most beautiful glow for their skin. So it couldn't have been a more perfect, I guess, initiative by everyone, and then the results were amazing. So I'm so pleased by this.
I mean, it's funny to even talk about it a little bit, because you still get that little buzz, that little natural high from it, because everybody felt it. And I think in this environment we're in, Jen, do you think that whether however small our successes are or how large, they seem to be very special at this time and place, is it not?
Well, yeah, because a lot of us, we're isolated, and some people have lost jobs, loved ones. It's been a very difficult time. So when we can celebrate something,
yes,
and we can celebrate wins and accomplishments, and people, their voices are being heard through this contest, they get to have a say. And then to showcase that, as we did this as a community, these are our leaders, these are the people that we look to. We're so thankful for these people stepping up and giving their best. And we're recognizing that in 2020 and 2021, we need that, as a community, as a nation, as a world. We need to embrace the moments where people can be honored for their greatness.
We had 67,600 votes this year in the best of. I mean, it's 40% better than more than last year. That's just incredible.
Yeah, I think it is, because people want to believe in something, and they want to be a part of something. And this is something that they could engage with, and that they had a say, and they wanted to, and they obviously did. And so the fact that you're having more people, and the magazine is having more people vote, just shows that people are really investing in the community and then the businesses here, because it's been such a hard time for so many.
Magazines truly exist to build strong communities. And whether it's an association magazine, whether it's a 501c type magazine, whether it's a trade magazine, they bring people together. And as Mount Pleasant Magazine does with our community, I just hope I'm adding to the strength somehow. Like you said, making people feel positive and happy and grateful. I think those are the major things. Going back to this photo shoot, okay, I brought Angie Balduston on as one of the team this year. And of course, that Jean's Bridal Wear has been doing it every year.
Oh, yeah.
And when I started, what was fun for me is when I talked to Jean about it, it was like, oh, yeah, we're doing this, because, she said, I'd be bummed, Bill, if you didn't ask us to do this. I did not know how much it meant to them to do this.
Yeah, and bringing Angie on was so positive this year, because she brought such a beautiful design element in her eye. And then we have Dana with, the positioning, and then me with the photography eye, and then you have jeans with the beautiful dresses and the tuxedos, and then we had the amazing ties, and everything just came together. It was awesome.
I have to give a shout out. The ties were by Eric.
Yeah, they're so awesome.
All of it was local too. If you think of it that way too, it's always local people putting this together to highlight local businesses.
Yeah. And it was great that everybody wanted to be a part of it. I mean, we had great email threads going. Communication was open. Everyone was open to ideas. We all met before just to make sure everything, had a place, and everyone had the vision. And it was just an awesome experience.
Jen, I didn't ever share this with you, but I want to share it with our listeners, and I want to tell you. So I remember driving back from, we have a magazine up in Greenville, Health Links. I remember I was up there and I was driving back, and I had a conversation with you, and I called you to collaborate. That's what I like. But to be honest with you, that's one of the things I like most about not only your wonderful talent, but I can collaborate with you, and you can give me ideas and I can give you ideas. And I remember going, Jen, what are we going to do about the next cover? What's the next cover going to be? You remember this conversation?
Yeah, I do.
You said, Bill, why don't you just do that logo, the best of logo on the cover every year, and people will know that issue. And that's when I decided, as a branding person, and I love branding, it allowed me to make sense to put that logo on the front cover and brand the logo further. But it also, for the readers, they know what this issue is about when they see that logo on it. There's no mistake. And so it's just that conversation we had. I want to thank you for that.
Sure. Of course, because branding is so important. It is so important. And when we see that logo, everyone knows, oh, it's here. I get to see where should, and I grab that, I keep that magazine in my car every year, because if I need something, I always look to see, oh, I need a plumber, or I need, where do I find this? Who's the best? Who's the best? And I look there every time, and I'm like, okay, this is where I go for flowers. This is where I go. It really helps me. So I love it. I
have people call me. I think you might have called me once before about, hey, where do I get this, or where do I get that? But what's really interesting is, and this is why every issue for the last 2 years, we've direct mailed the magazine to newcomers that move to the 5 zip codes we serve, which is Daniel Island, and of course, North and South Mount Pleasant, Isle Palms, and Sullivan's Island. And that's our core readership. And I knew from people talking about the best of that newcomers really look at this. You were saying,
it's so important. It's so important when you move into an area. I mean, I moved here in 2013. I didn't know anything. I didn't know the streets. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know a doctor. I didn't know a dentist. I didn't know anybody. And so for me, I mean, that would be so important to me, especially as a newcomer to the Mount Pleasant community and in Daniel Island, just the area. Yeah, for sure.
It's that's why I started doing the direct mail to newcomers, because I kept having so many newcomers talk about how they look at this as their Bible. And another part of the equation for me is that I really feel this way, that this is the first form of social media, but it's in print, because it's locals voting and talking about who the best people are. And that's what Facebook is, or that's what Google is. And so it really served a purpose back then. But I don't think you knew this. In 1990 was the first time I did the best of, because I had a magazine prior to my Pleasant magazine called East Cooper magazine, and we did a best of Charleston. And it's a hoot. It was a hoot, because you're talking about, like video stores, where to rent your favorite video, or things like that. It's crazy.
They don't exist anymore. But it's true, Bill, because right now, I mean, a lot of people, they work from home. They can only go to the grocery stores or something. And I mean, I'm sure that the magazine always flies off the shelves. Right. It's crazy. People grab it. They put it in their car. They take it. I see people in their carts all the time. So when I'm at the grocery store.
Jen, speaking of grocery stores, because people are eating out less and they're staying home more and cooking more, our pickup rate in the grocery stores have increased by 30%, because they've had, there's more and more people going to the grocery stores now than ever.
Yeah.
And so I mean, that's been a blessing. And we do a lot of direct mail always, but the grocery stores have become a really, really important element for us. So
yeah, I can see why, for sure.
So I want to thank you so much. This has been a great conversation. When I approached you about being on Voice for MP, I said, hey, we're just going to chat. And that's exactly what we did, right?
Yeah, like always. That's right.
But seriously, I appreciate everything you've done for the magazine. I appreciate your contribution, and I appreciate you.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate you as well. Thank you so much. And thanks for letting me have the opportunity to do this for the community. So I really love it. I really do.
I know. I do as well. And I enjoyed that day. That's one of the reasons I want to bring you on, because I still have the glow of the day. I promise, when I add those images in my mind. But anyway, Jen, thanks so much. Okay.
Thanks, Bill.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks for spending your time with the Voice for Mount Pleasant podcast by Mount Pleasant Magazine. Your community, your podcast. Listen to past episodes at voiceformp.com.